What's up guys, Mickle here, and the cryptocurrency industry just got another massive win against Gary Gensler's SEC. In this video, I want to break down exactly what that win just was and why it's going to be extremely impactful over the next couple months. Guys, some people are saying this could mean we are actually right around the corner from cryptocurrency legislation. I'm going to give you my thoughts on that. This is absolutely critical. Towards the end of the video though, I also want to talk about something very exciting involving where Ripple is positioning their products and the digital asset XRP in the global payment stack. Guys, I think a lot of people are taking this for granted. It is extremely important to how XRP is being positioned in the future. We're going to go over an example from the Bank of England that Ripple is being integrated with right now that's really going to show you just how powerful this technology is going to be. Like always, your support means so much to this channel. Thank you to everyone who takes the time to like the videos and subscribe to the channel. These two things really do help me out so much. Also, if you ever need a good place to buy some XRP, make sure to check out my favorite exchange. I'll pull down in the description of this video. With that said, though, let's jump right into it, and I hope you guys enjoy the content. So guys, let's start off this video with the breaking news of the day, and that is that SAB 121 was just repealed. SAB 121 was essentially a policy put forth by the SEC illegally, in which they made it impossible for traditional financial institutions to hold cryptocurrencies. The SEC has essentially been crafting these backdoor regulations to essentially make cryptocurrencies illegal without actually making them illegal. The SEC doesn't have the ability to actually make cryptocurrencies illegal, even though that's probably what they want to do. So instead, the SEC has essentially been making rules that make cryptocurrencies impossible to use, therefore quasi making them illegal in the system we have today. I always explain to people like this. It's as if we were living in a world today where airplanes didn't exist and there was only cars. So the people who create the rules of the road, the rules that the car have to follow, made all the rules for transportation. Then suddenly airplanes came along, and the people who control the rules of the road or the rules cars have to follow didn't want those airplanes to exist because it got rid of some of their power. Now, they weren't allowed to say airplanes can't exist, but what they did say is, hey, those airplanes are pretty much just cars, and therefore those airplanes need to follow the rules of the road we already have. Well, airplanes aren't going to stop at a stoplight. Airplanes are going to go faster than 65 miles an hour. So clearly the rules today were never going to work. So what did the regulators do? They essentially made airplanes illegal without actually saying they were illegal. This is what the SEC is doing with digital assets, and that's how they've been able to stifle the industry. One of the biggest ways they have been doing this is SAB 121, but the good news is that was just repealed today. What we saw today was something absolutely incredible, and that was bipartisan support to get rid of SAB 121. Now guys, it's really important that I explain the circumstances here. Before any of this voting even happened, Joe Biden came out and said that if SAB 121 was repealed, he was going to veto the repeal and put it back in place. The reason I say this is because a lot of the Democrats who actually voted to repeal this went out of their lane, went against Gary Gensler, knew Biden was likely going to put this rule back into effect anyway, but took a stand against Gary Gensler and took a stand against the administration anyway. This is true bipartisan support. This is people purposely going against orders in the Democratic Party in order to show they are supporting the cryptocurrency industry. This is absolutely fantastic going forward. This shows that people are done with Gary Gensler on both sides of the political aisle. One of the things that we never see today, and Stuart Alderati pointed this out, is anyone in the Democratic Party going against Democrats, anyone in the Republican Party going against Republicans. But what we are seeing is both parties are coming together to support cryptocurrencies regardless of what their own political party is saying internally. This is so powerful. I was really worried that cryptocurrencies were going to become a politicized topic, and one side was going to hate them just because the other side liked them. But guys, that is not what's happening. And in fact, we are watching people go against the orders of their own party, go against their own regulators to say, you know what, this needs to stop. Digital assets are going to be a critical part of the next generation financial system, and we want these tools to prosper in the United States. We need to create clear rules of the road in order for these digital asset companies to comply in a way that makes sense and a way for them to prosper. This is a great sign for what's to come in the United States. It shows people are done with the idea of the anti-crypto army. And I really do think Lambo put out the perfect tweet in regards to this. He said, "Where is this anti-crypto constituency that allegedly wants Biden to take a hammer to the entire asset class? Does such a voter bloc even exist?" Guys, the answer to that is absolutely not. There was no anti-crypto voter. They don't exist. The anti-crypto movement was made by politicians who are being paid off by banks to try to get rid of this asset class. Politicians are starting to wake up that there is no anti-crypto voter. The only voter out there is the pro-cryptocurrency voter. And if they want to get votes going into this election, they need to be pro-cryptocurrency. Guys, all of this is starting to resonate with politicians. They are understanding that this is not a two-sided issue. This is a one-sided issue. You either get on board or get left behind. The last thing I wanted to bring to your attention in this topic that I believe is so special is that Chuck Schumer, the Senate Majority Leader, actually voted against Gary Gensler and to repeal SAB 121. Guys, it does not get worse than this for Gary Gensler and the SEC. This is the biggest slap in the face you could take. The Senate Majority Leader is agreeing that you illegally and unconstitutionally put a rule forward that went against the objectives of the agency. Guys, massive win today. This was absolutely huge. Joe Biden says he's going to appeal this thing. If he's going to, it's going to have to happen in 10 days. Let's see what happens. With the amount of bipartisan support, I wouldn't be surprised if he doesn't end up appealing it. Guys, I want to move on to something else now that I believe is very, very exciting. I took a little too much time in the first part of the video, but I really do believe that stuff is very, very big for this industry going forward. And it's the first time I really feel confident about what's happening on the regulatory side. What I want to talk about here, though, is exactly how Ripple and XRP are being integrated into the payment stack, because I believe this is super exciting. Guys, Ripple and XRP really are becoming the new rails for the next financial system. And I know I say that all the time on this channel, but it's important to point out what that actually means. Earlier today, Modular Finance actually released a video talking about how they were working with the Bank of England using Ripple and XRP as the rails for their payment products. Guys, this is so fascinating because Modular Finance is their own financial application, right? They're their own money transmitter, but they're not trying to redefine the rails. They're leveraging Ripple and XRP for the rails. They're essentially the user interface, and Ripple and XRP are the people who are actually moving the money, the people who are actually facilitating the plumbing. This is so exciting because this shows that Ripple and XRP are really not competition for any of the money transmitters out there. Instead, they're looking to work with them to build new rails for the money transmitters to use. Guys, what's so exciting about this is because when you think about it, that means Ripple's really not competition for PayPal or Cash App or even Swift. Instead, what Ripple is doing is going to these institutions and saying, hey, rather than using those old ways of moving money, keep running your application, but just use our rails instead. Guys, this is so powerful because right now I really don't see Ripple as having much competition out there. There are a lot of different people trying to take over different parts of the financial system, but not many people are actually attacking the rails, the plumbing of the system as we know it today. And what we're seeing is Ripple gets to grow with their partners. So I believe, right, Ripple already has some cooperations with the Bank of England, but even if they didn't, what they did was worked with Modular here. Modular created a relationship with the Bank of England, and thus, therefore, Ripple now has a relationship with the Bank of England. Like I said, I believe Ripple already had that relationship. It's been pretty obvious, but what this shows is, right, Ripple could work with Volante, Ripple could build Volante's rails for their payment system, Volante could work with the Federal Reserve, and boom, Ripple and XRP are integrated with the Federal Reserve without actually having to be integrated with the Federal Reserve. This is what is so exciting to me about where Ripple fits in the payment stack. They are not looking to be a front-end interface. Instead, they are looking to go to everyone who moves money and say, hey, you can still run your application, but let us move the money faster. Guys, super exciting stuff here, and I wanted to leave you with this video of Brooks and Twistle actually talking about Ripple's products, because one of the pieces of FUD I hear the most is, hey, is it going to use XRP? Is XRP going to be important? And I just like to drive it home for people that none of these systems are special without XRP. XRP is the beating heart of Ripple. It's the most important part of their company. It's going to to be absolutely fundamental to all their products going forward. I want you to listen to Brooks Entwistle right here talk about XRP and how it's being positioned, because I think it's really going to help you understand, guys, what Ripple is an XRP-centric company. XRP is the key solution to all their products, and as they continue to build out these things, XRP is only going to be more and more important.
As Ripple started our network, we've moved over $30 billion worth of volume in over 20 million transactions. But most importantly, last year alone, over 60% of our volume came from on-demand liquidity using the digital asset XRP. That is the future.
Guys, I don't think there's any question in my mind what Ripple thinks the future is. They know the future is XRP. They know that without XRP, they're just another payment provider. Guys, Ripple does not want to be a payment provider. They want to be a money settler. They want to be able to move money anywhere in the world instantaneously for fractions of a penny. And guys, that does not happen without XRP. Guys, thank you so much for coming. I hope you enjoyed this update. If you did, make sure to like and subscribe. It really does mean so much. And for now, Mickle out.